Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new prop protection Paladin 6.2 PvE guide. Now what I'm going to go over some things about playing your protection Paladin really quickly that you can benefit from and take into your own practice, that you can enjoy playing the game and playing your Paladin as much as possible. So here I'm going to go straight over everything: talents, glyphs, stats. I'm going to call it a day. It's going to be short, sweet, and it's going to give you some great information on how to play your class better and have more fun doing it. So talent choices. Law and Armor of the Law can be great most of the time. Sometimes some fights are going to call for Speed of the Light. Pursuit of Justice is garbage. Law and Armor of the Law, you basically have a 45% increase of speed every 3 out of 5 seconds based on your haste and your judgment time. So next up is Fist of Justice, usually going to be the best for ads. Sometimes Repentance can be beneficial before fights begin and all that jazz. Sometimes Blind Knight if you really have some AoE stuff going on, but that's all situational. 45, you can choose either one based on how you play. Selfless Healer, I don't prefer. Eternal Flame, you're going to be wasting some holy power on yourself when you really shouldn't be. And Sacred Shield I find is just constant flat absorption damage. It helps the healers out, it helps everybody else out. You can choose whatever you want. This is how I go about it. 60, Clemency is great for some fights. Unbreakable Spirit is great for most fights. So Unbreakable Spirit reduces the cooldown by 50%. You can read that. Great for Divine Protection. You can basically always have it up when you need it, and it's going to be a great 20% or 40% magical based on whether you have the glyph or not. Damage reduction boost, which is going to help everybody out. It's great when you pull and if you're taking a lot of damage right away, just pop it. You don't need to go with Guardian of the Ancient Canes. You can just get a good 20% reduction, and it's going to really help out your healers in the early game. 75 is up for debate. Holy Avenger can be great if you're going Seraphim and other talents, and if you really just want that big burst moment. So it is good for some fights where you do need burst moments. Divine Purpose can be great. Very unscripted, very not what you expect it to be, so it can be good, it can be bad. It's one of those things where you never know when you're going to need it, and you never know if it's going to give it to you. So I don't really prefer that constant guessing game. I go Sanctified Wrath. 100% more damage makes Holy Wrath my #1 damaging spell, as well as giving that extra holy power. It makes it perfect so that if I don't get the Grand Crusader Avenger Shield buff, Crusader Strike, Judgment, Holy Wrath, 3 holy power, get your active mitigation up right away. Makes everything so much easier, and if you go with the glyph, which I'll get to in a bit, it's better for even a Hammer of the Wrath type of situation. 90 talents are great. Holy Prism can be beneficial if you need that big heal out and a button to press more often. Light's Hammer is great for that AoE, extra heals, just helps the group out melee-wise. Really a great talent, and I choose it almost every fight. Execution Sentence is if you really only have that one target that you have to worry about. It's great for stuff like that. Great single target damage and healing, so if you need an extra heal on yourself, it could be great as well. 100 talents. Based on how you play your class and how you gear your class, Holy Shield is my personal favorite choice. It brings back old and nostalgic days of everything, and it's just a lot of fun. Increases 15% block chance and allows me to block spells, so it even covers that. Deals damage to every block, and it just is fantastic. Seraphim can be great. It did get nerfed a little bit. I personally just don't like finding the time to get 5 holy power up every 30 seconds to make sure that I have maximum uptime on this spell. And Empowered Seals can be great if you are going Mastery or other specific talents. If you feel like going through the fight and switching your seals to make sure that you're getting both of the benefits of the Judgment of Insight and the Judgment of Truth, or it's Judgment of Righteous rather, sorry. It's just great. It can be great in most cases, and it's probably better than Holy Shield number-wise. But then I have this micromanaging I have to do with my seals. I have to check my tell me when. I have to check this, that, the other thing, make sure that I'm doing the fight, which, call me what you will. I find it easier to just go Holy Shield. It gives you that constant extra damage reduction, that constant extra damage dealt. You don't have to worry about too much. It kind of covers a little bit of both at the same time: attack, power, haste, and Judgment of Insight. And that's going to be that. Glyphs. Divine Protection, 20% damage reduction, both physical and magic, great. Consecration, I like putting my consecration wherever I damn well please. Just makes it easier for pulling and extra getting threat for ads and all that good stuff. Glyph of Final Wrath, additional 50% damage to targets less than 20% health, makes it a great execute spell, does more damage than Hammer of the Wrath, and it's just great for getting that kill, like I said before, with the synergy with Sanctified Wrath just makes it a great spell overall. Minor glyphs, all cosmetic. Gearing your character. Personally, I like going haste. A lot of people say mastery is the way to go, and there's some accidental critical strike in there, which increases parry, so it's not necessarily bad, and parry does take away all damage. But I like going with 100% haste because that reduces the cooldown of every one of your offensive abilities, minus Light's Hammer. So without haste, my Crusader Strike was sitting at a pretty 4.5 seconds. When I went into haste, I bring it down to 3.71. More Holy Power, more active mitigation for some fights, especially in Hellfire Citadel. There are a lot of cases where you need active mitigation ready on hand so that you can not take debuffs as a tank, which make you take a lot more damage. And it just makes you, there's always a button to press. The way I choose to play my class, especially with the Holy Breath glyph, instead of it being a filler, now it's a key offensive spell, and it's even AoE, which you can change to do single target, I do believe, but I just like having this capability. It makes the class so much more fun to play. There's no downtime. If you're on Sargeras and you would like to join my guild, come one, come all. We are Mog Squad, and we are having fun getting great transmogs, not being cared about worlds first, and just having fun as a community. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you learned something here. This guide was 100% about how you can play the game more fun, not necessarily by what the numbers are going to tell you and what Noxic and Icy Veins are going to say are numerically the best ways to go. This is how I play. It is my playstyle. Let me know what yours is. Let me know what other classes you'd like to see or what other classes you play and how you play them differently than maybe, say, the cookie cutter class is. I like hearing that kind of stuff, and it makes me know that there's hope that people have some customizability within their characters, and it makes the game more fun to play personally. Like I said, with the way I spec, with the haste and the Sanctified Wrath and all that jazz, I never have downtime. Never have downtime. There's always something that I can press, and if I really need that filler, I just re-go Sacred Shield. There's a GCD. It just, you have to time things out right, because sometimes if you go Judgment first and Crusader Strike after that, they end at the same time, so you have to make sure if they're both off cooldown, Crusader Strike, then Judgment if you're in melee range, and you don't need the 45% buff, but that's all nonsensical. So thank you all for watching. If you learned something today, give the video a like. If you didn't, and you just hate me personally as a human being, give me a dislike. I'll understand. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope to see you in my next video.